We can see again, this is Judeo-Nazi thinking lifted straight out.
Do you want to know who's pushing that in the United States? Is the Anti-Defamation League of B'nai B'rith? And do you know that they've been pushing this agenda through their letter-writing campaigns to community police for the last 20 years, and they have become more and more virulent? It was also their representatives that pushed SWAT team use, and I've told the listeners many times that in my little hometown of 17,000, they have a SWAT team. There's never been any crime in my hometown, Mohammed. Never. What do they need a SWAT team for?
The ADL actually has a special program.
Yes.
For police enforcement officers in the United States, where they're given free trips out to Israel, the Israeli Judeo-Nazi state, to have 3 and 4 week training holidays. So it's a freebie for them out there. They get to shoot with the IDF and play with Mossad and learn the techniques which are used as per today on the concentration camps in Gaza. And that program has been going on for, I've discovered, Daryl, the best part of 10 years, and more than 20,000 police enforcement officers in the United States have been through this 3 to 4 week training program, which includes obviously mindset training and how to view these people, shows them how to jump up onto a wall when they land on the top with the gun, actually start firing at people on the other side and drop down out of view. I watched a few of the techniques on the net. Very disturbing that this hometown view of the local sheriff being somebody that you elect and is somebody that you know and can approach has been taken and put through this mindset, Judeo-Nazi mindset program, on the basis of ADL wanting to promote improved enforcement techniques.
Well, how about that officer that shot that Brazilian electrician dead, execution style, on the tube, because he knew more than he was supposed to, but they had just returned from one of these very visits that we are discussing now in Israel, and they were just back on the streets of Britain, on London streets, when this fraudulent 7/7 attack was put together by these Zionists, and then this man was gunned down in cold blood right in front of witnesses. And of course, they had just returned from Israel, and they learned all of their murderous techniques from these Zionist Nazis. And you know, you can't make this stuff up, Mohammed. And you know what? We got people trying to shove this information out of the eyeset of even truth seekers. Of course, the reason why I brought up that sack of lying goo over there at Prison Planet is because he does garner a lot of support. We need every warm body we can that knows the facts, and this man obfuscates and takes away some of our potential helpers here. We need to have this man marginalized along with his loose change lying crew, and so we can start getting the people who are interested in real change to follow the real facts.
For him to have claimed that this Jews fighting Muslims in Palestine, it's been going on for millennia and it'll never stop, blah, 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 is absolute filth, is actually a justification for the absolutely one-sided genocide being perpetrated in the Gazan concentration camp right now, and that Alex Jones making that statement, he has just fired mortar shells into the market. He is just firing chemical weapons indiscriminately that burn through flesh. He is pinpointing weapons of laser-guided accuracy at civilian targets like small commercial enterprises and lying through the media. He is as guilty as them for obfuscating this fact, in the last 60 years, nearly 6 million Palestinians have been dispossessed of their land and property. They'd never attacked anyone. The Palestinians have lived in the land of Palestine for 3,000 years or more. They are not Arabs. They are racially Palestinians. Philistine is the name that they originally arrived in 3,400 years ago, Daryl. The Philistines, or Palestine as they call themselves today, have lived in that land peaceably without attacking anybody, under the Egyptians, under the children of Israel, under the various Israelite kings for 1,000 years, under the Caliph, under the Romans, under the Caliphs, never attacked anybody. Let the Jews who lived in Palestine also for the last 2,000 years, because not all of them were in diaspora, they lived side by side for 2,000 years.
Yes.
They were Sephardi. The Ashkenazi turn up with their Judeo-Nazi interpretations from the Talmud, and all of a sudden it's a bloodbath, murder, and armed robbery on a scale never, only likened by the Armenian massacre, only likened by the Holocaust against the Africans, only likened by the Holocaust of Stalin. These people have repeatedly created such mass murder. It's got nothing to do with Jews and Arabs. It's got to do with Jews and Africans, Jews and Russians, Jews and Chinese, Jews and Armenians. What on earth is this man Alex Jones talking about? What is he talking about? He's a liar. It's rubbish. The Palestinians didn't attack anybody. He can't claim they're equally responsible for what these Jews have done with their evil.
Mohammed, you know, when we face this, trying to get people to be courageous. You know, I've been threatened. I've been visited. I've been marginalized. I've been financially strapped. I've done everything in my power to stop this in my life. And I got to tell you something. I could not ever stop. I can't stop doing it because I can't turn over this sick world to my children and my grandchildren and my world. It's, you know, in spite of, I mean, even in my youth, they ruined my world in my youth. They ruined. When you start finding out they sickened our world with perversion of rock music. Now, granted, they sold me the rock music and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. But I didn't understand that this was all a psyop. They were there trying to destroy cohesion in families and put parents against children and grandparents away from their families so that history could never be shared. And that children would start going to school looking to the school to teach them morals. And then they start putting in murder through the use of abortion. This is all Zionist Jewish inspired. 35 million abortions in America alone. That's murder. They've been murdering in every way they can with their medicines, Muhammad, with their policies, with their armies, with their food, with their poisoning of our life with insecticides. They can't come up with new ways without employing it immediately. They're killing us, man. And you know, the ones that don't die right away die a sickly, dying death of life. They don't have any help. They stagger fat and sick and they don't have a robust memory and a robust thinking process. What they've got is a tattered brain that doesn't have any capacity and any joyousness in it. They're being strapped by serious debt so that they run around worrying day to day whether they're going to be able to pay bills that shouldn't have even been foisted upon them. It is 100% assault on humanity. And getting worse now. We're in the middle of the warfare right now. This is it, guys. You gotta take this. You gotta take the mantle now. People gotta stand up and flip their lid about this stuff, Mom. It's enough now for me. It's enough for everybody. I don't know where to go with this anymore. You know, we get on this radio show. I bring on people. I talk about this. I rant and rave about it. I do rants about it. I put up stories. Oh, we got to stop them. We got to just swell up and swell up our numbers and just take it to these crooks. Take it to them. No more.
Absolutely must. You know, Daryl, we realise how we can't allow these people to get away with it any longer. You know, I saw some photographs the other day of all these children's bodies. I think it was the day before yesterday. There was coming down this web page on Uruknet. There were